And like, what more can I do here besides constantly think about that? I mean, it's just, there's only so much you can do. And when Hyde and Poyer were on the field, Sal, they never missed a play. You got everything. You had reliability, you had leadership, you had everything. Plays. And it makes sense to think that when that is over, you'd have it could be a little bit bumpy. It doesn't have to be. But this can make you really appreciate how good you had it.
I agree. And Sean was asked that today about those guys and having them and the consistency and how important it is to develop that. And there's no doubt. And nobody's ever shied away from that. And the Bills have always talked openly about that. But I think that from fans and media, from the outside looking in, you say, taking for granted you don't want to, but surely, there's some of that, right? Because it was just so consistent all the time. You knew those guys were back there, and they were such the backbone of what the Buffalo Bills did. And even if you go back to, I think part of it, too, is you go back to Sean McDermott's days in Carolina, you go back to Sean McDermott's days in Philadelphia. It's always seemed like that position has been pretty buttoned up for him, right? Maybe save a year here, a year there. You go back to all his time through what you just said with Poyer and Hyde here. As a defensive coach, he's just always had good safety units. And I think it's because he's had good talent. I also think it's because he's a good defensive coach, and especially for that particular group. So I think that's where a lot of this comes in, where here you have this coach who's done a really excellent job with that position group, and he's had these talented players. And I don't think all of it is just the players' talent walking in. And let's remember, guys, Jordan Poyer was kind of thrown into the trash heap by both Cleveland and Philadelphia before he came to Buffalo.
Yeah.
Right? Micah Hyde, they let him go. Green Bay said, let him go sign with the Buffalo Bills. I don't think you just say, well, he's had these guys who just walk in and be great safeties and make them look good. I don't think that's the case at all.
That's right.
And I think that's part of the frustration overall, which is this should be a position, and it's always been a position for this particular coach, where they've been really good at developing players and having good players.